Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanished Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanas. This is episode 290, season 12. Today's date is December 26, 2023, and welcome to the program. Merry Christmas, day after Christmas, that is, to everyone. On today's program, let's start off with a sad note. I'm going to do my tribute to actor Mike Nussbaum. He died on December 23rd. He was a well-known theater actor in the Chicagoland area. And I'll talk about his biography and his career and my memories of watching him on television, and specifically one commercial that he did. And I'll tell you that in a moment. Also, I'll do my memories of the day after Christmas when I was a kid in Chicago. This would be fun. Okay. Right now, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Pick'em Dart-A-Buggy. This is a very unusual commercial. I think a lot of people who grew up in the 70s would remember this product and the commercial as well. And I will explain when it's over. Okay? So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the program, folks. Thank you.
Introducing Dart-A-Buggy from Pick'em, the unbelievable, indestructible mini motor car. Moves so fast, even our camera can't follow it. Virtually indestructible. Impossible to overwind. Will run on carpet, cement, tile, wood, any surface.
When you hear that clicking sound, click, click, then it's wound. Dart-A-Buggy, Dart-A-Buggy, Dart-A-Buggy. Fastest car on the track. It goes like crazy. Dart-A-Buggy, Dart-A-Buggy, Dart-A-Buggy.
Ready to run. Quick, easy, and simple. Great fun for the whole family. No keys, no batteries, no electric power. Race like crazy. This is one of the world's smallest wind-up motors. Comes assembled, can be taken apart, and put together again. Models are interchangeable.
Race and trade, mix and match, and hit and crash 'em. Dart-A-Buggy, Dart-A-Buggy, Dart-A-Buggy. You can make it loop-the-loop. It goes like crazy. Dart-A-Buggy, Dart-A-Buggy, Dart-A-Buggy.
Tracks are easy to assemble. Hundreds of speedway variations. Build your own Dart-A-City. Dart-A-Buggy from Pick'em, $4.99. Comes completely assembled. Dart-A-Buggy is also available in sets.
At all Cunningham, Woolworth, and McCrory, the exciting racing toy ask for Dart-A-Buggy Raceway sets.
Girl, you have got to try this Laneige lip mask. Trust me, my lips needed that love. Love these vanilla vibes from Kayali. That top note is just so smooth. Smooth and stunning. That's what you get with this K18 hair mask.
Those brands everybody's talking about, they're at Sephora. Discover the hype with the hottest names in beauty, including Laneige, Kayali, K18, and Rare Beauty. Only at Sephora.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Pick'em Dart-A-Buggy. Let me explain about this. Pick'em is spelled P-I-C-A-M, and that stands for Products International Company Advertising / Marketing. And they were a company based in Canoga Park, California. And they made some games. One famous game they created was Husker Du, if you remember that. And I'll play a commercial on that someday. You know, I never had the game, but I remember that. And it sounds like a rock group. I know there was a musical group called Husker Du. I don't know if they got that from the game. And they also did some other commercial. Is something with snow, with skiing or skating, something like that. I forgot the name of it on the top of my head. But anyway, when I saw this commercial for Dart-A-Buggy, I remember this. They played this all the time. You know, Dart-A-Buggy, 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 Dart-A-Buggy. You know, like they played this commercial during late night TV during the late night on Channel 32, WFLD TV in Chicago, where they had great reruns, like, for example, Night Gallery, The Best of Groucho, Dark Shadows, and I forgot what else. The Honeymooners, yeah. So this was around the time I was about 13, 12 or 13, or first year of high school. And and I remember this commercial. They had the little cars. They looked like little Hot Wheels, and they had that jingle, and that slogan. And it looked kind of cool, like that. And I haven't forgotten about it. I really have, and I'm glad I found the commercial and they played it. And I don't know when the company started. I don't know when it folded. I tried to do research on the internet. Nothing. Very little. I couldn't find anything. So this Darta Buggy, maybe it was on the market for a while, maybe a year or so. And I haven't checked eBay if there's some available, for to sell. We'll see. Maybe I'll check out later. But I just remember the commercial, and it was like a very beautiful time in my youth watching that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of like Hot Wheels, sort of. Okay, so at the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to do a tribute to actor Mike Nussbaum. He just passed away a few days ago, and my memories of the day after Christmas when I was a kid in Chicago. Before I get started, I want to talk a little bit what's happened on Christmas. I had a very nice Christmas. Got some nice gifts. I posted that on my social media. People, they're astonished. They went crazy. My friends, my followers, my family, they love seeing. They like to see me in person. I don't like taking selfies that much. I don't look very photogenic. But they were so happy to see me being happy, and especially this time of year, and it's great. And then yesterday, my mom made a wonderful dinner, and she made the pastizza for lunch, the Greek lasagna. It was delicious. Oh, it's the best. A lot of work. I helped her out a bit. And then for dinner, we had like lamb chops, a salad, and some homemade Greek bread. And that was it. And for dessert, we had key lime pie. Well, we have Greek desserts. We have malamakarona. That's the Greek honey dip cookies. But she made those before, and so we have a lot left over. And it's a beautiful time of the year. I love this holiday. It's very warm, very happy. You have friends, family over, friends too. But I don't have much family here. So, and then tradition for Christmas is like Christmas Eve. You watch It's a Wonderful Life. You know what I did? I did something different this year. I watched Home Alone again, and then I watched It's a Wonderful Life. I recorded on my YouTube library. So I watched 2 movies like that. I didn't watch any Christmas movies yesterday. I was busy. So I talked to my brother in California. He didn't come. So that was out. And I missed some of the Christmas movies, but I did see Christmas in Connecticut a few days ago. So thank God for that. But then you have the day after Christmas, the Christmas music is gone, which is sad. I hate that. I love this music. I think it's okay to play it till New Year's Day. I might do that. I mean, so what? It's going to be me listening. So I'm getting into more detail right after I talk about Mike Nussbaum. And I have some great memories of that, the day after Christmas. Okay. Right now, about Mike Nussbaum. When I heard the news that he passed away, it was like, whoa, he was like 99 years old. Lived a long life. And I heard he was performing until he was like 95 years old. And I think he was still working in a way up to the end, but he was in hospice, according to sources. And so when you saw his face on TV or in the newspaper, you know it was him, and you recognize him from the commercials from Northwest Federal Savings Bank. I'll get to that in a moment. So he was a very familiar face in Chicago. So here's his biography. Um, his real name was Myron G. Nussbaum, born on December 29, 1923. So he would have been 100 years old in about 6 days of that. So, in about 3 days, he'll be 100 years old. Oh, I wish he would stay alive. That one. And he was born in Chicago and grew up in the Albany Park neighborhood up in the north side. And then he served in World War II. And then he worked for 20 years. He worked with his brother-in-law in the extermination business, which I didn't know. And then he started acting in the 1950s. First in theater. He did that. And in Chicago, that is. And he loved, and I think he caught his acting bug, and then he performed in a lot of plays. Mostly a playwright named David Mamet. He played that. And he was in Glenn Ross. He was in that. Also, he appeared on Broadway, on and off, excuse me. He did that. In David Mamet's plays, that is. Now, his films, he appeared in Field of Dreams, House of Games, Things Change, Fatal Attraction, and Men in Black. I remember, I've seen Fatal Attraction in the theater in the late 80s, 1987, and I don't remember him in the movie. Maybe he was there briefly. Field of Dreams, of course, I saw that. He was in there. Men in Black, I saw it once, but I didn't pay attention. He was in there like that. And other credits he did, television. He did television. Like, for example, he appeared in Spencer for Hire. He appeared on 227, L.A. Law. Let's see what else. He was on Frasier. Yeah, I must have missed that. On The Commish. And also, I saw him on Early Edition. That's a show based in Chicago. Like that. Also, Cupid, if you remember that. Also, he was in The X-Files. I've been watching The X-Files every day. I must have missed him. But I'll try to. I'm going to rewatch the series again, and then I'll try to find him because he was in there, which I was much to my surprise. And let's see what else. Also, in other movies he was in. For example, he was also in. The first movie he did was a 1969 movie, The Monitors. He was in that, and that was probably a low-budget movie, And he also was in, what else? What other movie he was in? He was also in Harry and Tonto, and he played, with the movie with Art Carney, and he had the cat. And so that's it. Oh, he also appeared in The Equalizer. Remember that with Edward Woodward? So, he still continued through, acting in the theater. And also, he appeared, the theaters that he appeared in was at the Goodman Theater, the Northlight Theater, Steppenwolf, and probably others in the Chicagoland area. Also at the Chicago Shakespeare Theater, he did Macbeth, Hamlet, Henry VIII, Also did other plays, Death of a Salesman and The Old Country, And he also did It's a Wonderful Life on radio. Before I want to hear that. This will be interesting, like that. And he worked up into the end. I wish I went to see him live. And like performing live in the theater. That would have been awesome to do that. And let's see what else. Then he started doing TV commercials. He also did his most famous. He did one for Scope mouthwash. I think some other one. I'm not sure. And also, his most famous commercial was for Northwest Federal Savings Bank, based in Chicago. They were located at 4901 West Irving Park Road in the Portage Park neighborhood. And it was there for many years. And then the bank opened in January 1st, 1925. And it closed on February 20th, 1982, and it merged with the LaSalle Bank. And then the LaSalle Bank merged with the Bank of America. And but their famous slogan, of course, was it's Northwest Federal Savings Time, 63 hours a week. Everyone remembered that jingle. Everyone did when they grew up in the 70s. Yeah, mostly it was in the 70s, early 80s, but I watched that all the time on television, and that's something you couldn't get out of your head. Because he was really associated with this bank. He was a spokesman. And when I was a kid, I didn't know who he was. I saw his face and all that. And then the bank had this motto, their mascot, Rusty Rooster. So that's what he was most famous for. I hate to say that, but he's well known for that. Because he appeared in those commercials. He I don't know how many he did over the years. Probably, a lot. And you can find them on YouTube. There are a few. Courtesy of Rick Klein from the Fuzzy TV Memories of his museum, television museum. Also, there are a few other clips of that you could watch. Somebody compiled all of them. Well, not all of them, just the most they could find, and some were from the mid 70s. So I watched them over the weekend, and it was very nice. It took me back to a time where it was, beautiful and all that. And I couldn't get the slow. I was at church yesterday, and I couldn't get that jingle out of my head. So that was weird, like that. Okay. Right now, I'm going to play, of course, the commercial for Northwest Federal Savings Bank featuring Mike Nussbaum. And you will hear his voice. You would recognize it immediately. It's him. And the commercials that he did. Okay. So sit back and relax. And here is Mike Nussbaum and the commercial for Northwest Federal Savings Bank. Thank you, everyone.
Oster Blender, you bet. A Texas Instrument calculator coming right up. A Hamilton Beach corn popper, sure thing. It's Northwest Federal Savings Gift Rush. Just save $250 or more and get name brand gifts free or at greatly reduced prices. So rush on in. A Waltham digital watch, okie dokie.
It's Northwest Federal Savings Time, 63 hours a week.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Northwest Federal Savings Bank featuring actor Mike Nussbaum. I always say Nike, it's Mike. Tip of the slip in the tongue. So like I said before, he was well known in those commercials, and he did other commercials where I forgot what other product he did. I know he did for Scope and mouthwash. It'll come to me what else he did. Anyway, let's see what else. So, he also did for United Airlines. There we go. That too. So it's I didn't know he was still alive all this time. It's amazing. He lived an amazing life, and according to the Sun Times, the Chicago Sun Times, it is. He's like he was very healthy. He gave up smoking about 50 years ago. He worked out. I don't know what he worked. I don't know what kind of exercise he did, but he kept in good shape. And also kept busy. I wish I'm going to do that. I hate working out. Can't stand it. I like walking. That's enough for me. And try to eat healthy. That's not an easy task, especially now during the holiday season. Anyway, so talk about longevity. For his career, and a lot of people who worked with him, they loved working with him. And he was a legend. He really was. And he was interviewed on the news sometimes. They asked him about, what plays he was doing, what he was up to, and all that. And when he was in when he started in the movies, a lot of people, I don't think they would recognize him, but I think in Chicago they did. Especially me, I would see on the movie screen, oh, there he is, like that. On television, the same thing, so that's great. So he didn't do much movies or television, mostly stage work, so yeah, that was his calling, to entertain everyone that went to see him. Yeah, that's so sad. So my deepest condolences to his family. Yeah, and his work will live on forever. Okay. Right now, I'm going to talk about the day after Christmas. My memories of that when I was a kid. It's still the same as today, but this is what I remember when I was a child. When you get toys on Christmas, this never happened to me because I always kept the toys that my mom bought me. Like when we lived in South Shore neighborhood, we used to get those Fisher Price toys. And then when we moved to Roseland in the early 70s, still got Fisher Price, but we got other games and we got toy trucks, Tonka toys. But I remember after Christmas, or even after that, during the Christmas, the week between Christmas and New Year's, we go to the stores. My mom would take me there. The stores were very busy, especially December 26th. And I asked her when I was little, I said, Mom, why is it so busy? Who are these people? And what are they doing? And she's explained to me, they're just returning their gifts. They don't like what they buy things for their families, and sometimes they don't fit, they don't like them, or it's the wrong, it's not what they wanted, and that's typical and traditional for them to do that. So December 26th is really Boxing Day, and Boxing Day is a holiday celebrated after Christmas Day, and this originated in the United Kingdom, and I think it's still, they still do that. And also in other parts of Europe as well, it's also Saint Stephen's Day, which is considered the second day of Christmas. So like that. And they also do this in Canada as well. So that would have been interesting. They don't do this in the United States. I know you go to the malls and stores, and return things. But this is a very big deal for other parts of the world. Also in Australia, they do that. I think so. So it's like a second holiday. It's a continuation of the Christmas season, Christmas Day. It's another holiday. And so you don't hear Boxing Day in the United States, especially in Chicago. No, they say that's the day after Christmas. Also, today is Kwanzaa. That came out later. So they celebrate that as well. Okay. So day after Christmas, well, what I do is like, you relax. And, when I was a kid, I still played with my toys. And it was Christmas break. There was no school. You stay home, you watch TV. I remember when I was little, I used to watch shows in the morning, like Ray Rayner, Garfield Goose, then Bozo Circus in the afternoon. I don't know if it's reruns. Maybe. I think it was, yeah. And any programming like that when you're a child, and if it was snowing, you couldn't go out, or if it's very cold, you stay in like that. And you would look out the window and just watch the snowfall and all that. I remember doing that when I lived in Roseland. We lived above a shoe store, and my dad owned the property, and we looked out and we saw on Michigan Avenue, we saw the buses, the CTA buses drive by, and the South Suburban buses, and we see the snowflakes, falling down and all that with all the Christmas decorations, even at night where the Christmas decorations were still up, and it was beautiful. It really was. Even on Christmas Day and before Christmas, it was gorgeous. Everything looked very pretty like that. And we were there until the day after New Year's Day. We went back to school. And it was kind of a downer. That's because we got to go back to school. That was like, because we have so much fun, playing with our toys, watching TV, playing games, like that. But when it was too cold, we couldn't go anywhere really. So the fun we had was doing that. But today, you either go on vacation, families go away during that week. They go somewhere warm. They go to Florida, California, like that, which is fine. I never did that. We never went anywhere. We didn't have any money, not really. And my mom didn't want to go anywhere. And besides, my father worked. So that was out of the question. So that was fine. And now, today is December 26th. And today I'm just everything's quiet. Everyone's all Christmased out. Just relaxing and all that. Okay. So that's basically it for my memories of the day after Christmas when I was a child in Chicago. All right. That's it for this program. I'll do a recap of what I've talked about. I talked about my tribute to actor Mike Nussbaum, who just passed away a few days ago, and my memories of the day after Christmas as a child in the Chicagoland area. Okay, this podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Breaker, Overcast. I think that's called. Yeah. Also, it'll be on my blog, VanishChicagoland.blog. Also on my YouTube channel. People have still asked me, where do I find your podcast? Go to YouTube channel. Yeah, go to my YouTube channel, type in Vanish Chicagoland Stories. You will find it. Hit subscribe. We'll also do that on my apps, on the apps I mentioned, excuse me. And you can follow them on that. Also, it'll be shared on my social media accounts, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Reddit, Instagram, and Threads. Okay. So that was fun. Yeah, I didn't do a podcast Sunday because it was Christmas Eve, so I had things to do. I will do another podcast this weekend, probably Saturday. See what I'll talk about then. Okay. This is Pete Costanis, your host for Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a wonderful holiday and look forward to New Year's Eve. It's going to be fun. Today's weather is kind of chilly, cloudy, no snow. I don't think we're going to get any snow for a while. Not for a while, So we had a gray Christmas and a rainy Christmas yesterday. I didn't really notice. I stayed indoors. So that's the end of that. Okay. So here is bye-bye for me, and here's Ray Rayner with a little traveling music saying bye-bye-bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.